Hi guys. Hi. Hey. Hi. What's up? Okay, so let's get serious now. It's your girl, the Inquisitive Gemini, and I am finally making a video. Yeah, it's been like about a year, but I hadn't been making any videos because I had to take a little time out to find myself. And for a little while, I was like, why would I make videos when there's so many YouTube witches and there are so many YouTube pagans and, that are more experienced than I am and they have greater knowledge than I do. Why would I make videos? And so I had to realign my thinking, and I had to really dissect that thought process that I was having. And I had to remind myself that what I have to say is worth saying, even if it's only worth saying to me, even if I'm the only person who watches this video, if I'm the only person who gets something out of it, then it was worth saying. So having said that, hello, hi, how are you? And I would like to share with you guys an experience that I had last year. It was a pretty bad experience, but I think it was something that I had to learn to grow. Okay, so if you look at my little feeble channel that we have here, you will see last year I talked about wanting to be a witch. And at the time when I made that video, I was looking into Wicca. I didn't know much about it, but the little bits that I had read about the religion, or about the path, about the way of life, I thought that would be a good starting point because there was so much information. And so when I first started out, I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? How do I start? Do I join a coven? How do I go about starting? I'm asking questions. What books do I read? Blah, 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 blah. How do you do this? What is this? Do I need this? How, what, when, where, how, wait, why? It's like questions, which is how I got my name, the Inquisitive Gemini. But I was looking on YouTube, and I was looking at different people, different channels. There's lots of people who give a lot of information. And I ended up joining a few Facebook groups, and I ended up joining one that in particular that I participated a whole lot in. I respected the leader of the group as a teacher, especially the way that she took in newbies. She really took in newbies, and I felt like she was, going to be a good teacher. And when I got in the group, it kind of turned cultish really, really quickly. I started noticing that anything that this particular person said was law, and like she had a whole following of people who just backed her regardless. And that's all fine and dandy because a lot of the things that she was saying made sense and they were true. But then I started noticing petty things, like for instance, if this person and someone, she took something that someone said as disrespect, they would attack that person. Or if someone was if somebody inboxed her at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they might be in another country, and so it might be 3 o'clock here in the U.S., but it might be 10 a.m. where they were, she would go off and banish them from the group and post the text messages in the group, and everybody would jump in and start bashing that person. And it got to the point to where I was looking at this and I was seeing it and I wasn't in agreement with it. And some people, that's their cup of tea. It's not mine. And I began to feel really, really uncomfortable. And I'm not above, there are certain paths, in Wicca. There's, harm none, do as you will. But then, in other practices, there's nothing against hexing. You don't have to worry about the karma or the return, the tenfold law or anything like that. And so there was a lot of, talk of hexing. I have no problem with that. I am not above hexing someone who has harmed someone in my family or one of my friends, or who has done something like really unjust to me. But I don't see the point in hexing someone because we had a disagreement or a different point of view or something like that. And I can't tell anybody how to live. You do what you do, honey bun, do you? But it got to the point to where I really wanted to leave the group, but that person kept like a really tight rein on who was in her group, and she would notice if somebody left the group, and then they would bash that person for leaving the group, and some people would go to that person's page and kind of report back what they were saying on their page, and I was like, oh my God, how do I get out of this situation that I am in? Because it got to the point to where I actually started feeling fear, and I never wanted to be in a space where I felt fear. And so I eventually just stopped posting. I would like a few things until, I kind of feel out of the, out of the mix, because at first I used to post things. I used to comment on things and stuff like that, because I felt like I had found, kind of like a family. There's a group of kindred spirits. There's a community. And that's what I was looking for at that time. I thought that I needed that community. And it got ugly in there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still friends with some of the people who were in the group, and they also had to kind of bounce out because, oh my. But I will say this to any newbie: be careful who you choose as a teacher, and always remember that even though you might not remember some things, all of the knowledge is within you. It's just some things you have to be reminded of those things. And so I had to take the time out to discover who I was, what I wanted to do, and I had to make my own practice. I couldn't follow what someone else told me to do or what a book told me to do. I had to start creating my own practice, and I will talk about that more in different videos. But there are going to be some people who may seem like, they're there for you or whatever, and they might have intentions of being there, but humans are human. Humans are human. We come with different personality, different temperaments, and you just have to follow your intuition. If something in your mind is telling you, okay, something is not right about this situation, listen to it. Listen to your intuition. Listen. That is your magic. That is your spirit speaking to you. Okay, so anywho, that is all I'm gonna say for today. I don't have a whole lot of advice, and like I said, this is my first video I've done in a while, and it's kind of nervous about making it. But just as a newbie, you have the knowledge. It is inside of you. And sometimes you may need a teacher, just to help you out a little bit. But don't take anything as law. You take the things that resonate with you, and then the rest of it you throw away. And for real, be careful with these groups and stuff, because some of this stuff ain't right. And I think that's one of the reasons I stopped looking for a coven, because I ain't about that life. All right, y'all, bye.